the man, but you as well. So I'm gonna give you the permission to call me and let me know what is going on, because I will be over there in a Jack flash on my kid's neck. But I know one thing, ain't no.
Yeah, I'm listening to the radio. And this has got to be the most toxic shit I'm ever hearing from a woman in my life. Well, anybody. I ain't gonna say this one. All right, so.
No, listen, I get it. I understand, but it's just not good to do that. You need to get the biological parents to work on this situation, because that can cause a whole lot of problems.
I feel you.
Thank you.
All right.
No, don't put your hand. Nasty, you understand what I'm talking about.
Listen, I remember. No, I do. But I remember back in the days, there was something called "It Takes a Village to Raise a Child."
It does.
So, understanding that principle, right? If it takes a village, it does not matter if it's a living boyfriend, if it's a girlfriend, if your kid doing something wrong. When your neighbor down the street whooped your ass, it wasn't no problem. So what's the difference with a boyfriend or a girlfriend?
Hallelujah.
What's the difference?
Hallelujah.
I never got whooped by my neighbors.
I'm just saying, like,
that's why you a fucking thought now.
And I think,
and I had a rule: don't put your hands on her child.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying,
and look at you as a grown woman.
This is probably why we having a problem with a lot of
you're
these
hyper
days,
successful,
because
but
of the fact of people feel like they can't discipline somebody else's child. If my child is doing something wrong, if he's doing something wrong and they deserve to be disciplined,
okay, so you got your child and you say your wife is not, y'all not together, you got a step parent in the business, so you gonna show her new dude come jacking your
see,
kid.
there's a difference. It's called no.
She extremely go to the extreme end of the fucking spectrum.
And then when you take the discipline to a whole other level, that's a problem.
You must not watch these videos with these people beating and punching and almost hurting and abusing these people at the kids.
Well, see, that's different. See, that's abuse.
But you're not there, so you don't know how far somebody's gonna take you. You don't know what your child did to piss this person off, the step parent or the boyfriend or the new person, and then you decide to just sock off and punch them so hard you fly across the room.
Now all that punching thing,
but this is what I'm saying.
That's where the disrespect comes into play.
You're not there, so you don't understand when you give somebody the right to hit your child or discipline my child. Okay, that's like, you know what?
This got to be the most toxic shit I've ever heard. This is why some of these women just shut the fuck up. I'm the wrong person to comment on this type of situation. Actually, fuck it, I'm gonna comment.
That's like my shit. That's when we got a problem. Go ahead, stepdaddy Trick.
Space to do it. It's good to do it.
Sorry.
Well, we come as a community, as a society, as a people.
But I agree with Dalvin King. I don't know if he a stepmama or a stepdaddy, but I agree with him. But here's my thing. My mama rule was, don't come and tell me my kid did nothing bad. You need to beat their ass right then. But here's my perception of it. I have a son that had a stepdaddy. According to what kind of dude that is, or what kind of woman that is, you give them permission. I granted him permission. I told my son first, you listen to what that man said. That man do as much for you as I do. That man take care of your mama. He's very respectful. You listen to that man. I told him if he do something wrong or disrespectful, beat his ass. I told him that. But for me, my rule for me, I call before and after. Before you whoop him and after you. I call before to say,
about to whoop his ass.
He tripping. I won't have to beat his ass. And then I call, he ain't stopped tripping. I beat his ass.
That part. That motherfucking part. Like, I just can't understand where we come as a society where we had this notion of it takes a village to raise a child. And our OGs, our parents, our moms, our dads, our uncles, and these motherfuckers that we grew up under would tell us that, hey, they neighbor down the street beat their ass when they saw them get out of line. Or, taking a step further, you was getting your ass whooped in the schoolhouse. That big ass paddleboard. So these millennial jits, they don't know nothing about that paddleboard that used to be hanging up in the motherfucking school office that, they used to use as a relic to try and scare our generation. Be like, hey, the generation before you, we used to beat their ass in school. Y'all, we can't really beat y'all ass because of HRS. But the generation before y'all, that dust ass paddle, we used to beat their ass. It had holes drilled in and all. That shit was aerodynamic. But well, we come as a society where that was where we came from to where it's a notion, and I'm not even gonna say it's just Trina because I don't really talk about my personal life and all, but I'm divorced, and that was one of the situations that I had to deal with in my divorce. It was a testy situation to discipline my stepchildren, my fucking stepkids. Now I'm feeding and clothing these kids, but I couldn't discipline these kids, and that's a mindset that's growing in this world. And like the school administrator said, tell Trina, when we got these situations where, well, let me first off say, I don't agree with child abuse in no way, shape, or form. Molestation, child abuse, kill all pedophiles, all that shit. If you beat a kid senselessly, I should be able to beat you till I can't beat you to no fucking more. But that's besides the point. What I'm talking about is good old-fashioned discipline, a pop, a spanking, a stern talking to, go sit in time out. Any type of discipline where it doesn't cross that line into abuse. We're not talking about abuse, because abuse is abuse, and abuse is a whole nother level of bullshit. What I'm saying, and what I agree with, is step parents should be able to discipline these kids, because like the school principal said, and I think he didn't want to put his business out in the street, but he did say he was out there in Pompano. And if you know me, if you know Broward County, we only got a handful of schools in Pompano. We got Blanche Ely, we got Pompano Beach High School, we got Pompano Beach Middle School, we got Pompano Beach Elementary School, we got Zion Lutheran. Actually, I think Zion is in Deerfield, so let's take Zion out of that equation. Zion ain't even in Pompano, so we got 4 schools in Pompano. Pompano Beach High School is an all-magnet school, so I don't think you talk about them children. It's an all-magnet school, and I went there. I'm a proud graduate. We do great things over there. So the other 3 schools, hey, you know what time motherfuckers go there? Like, no stereotype, but hey, there's some rough and tumble motherfuckers go to them schools. And I think he was letting us know, like, hey, when we had those situations where these kids are sheltered and protected by their parents, from their step parents or anybody else saying anything from them, these kids grow up to turn out to be some of the worst in society. And I honestly, I know more than a couple. Hell, I got a little cousin who mama used to be like, don't tell her, leave her alone, that's my baby, leave her alone, don't tell her, say nothing to her. That motherfucker grew up to be a monster. Yeah, you nigga, I'm talking about you. You know I say that shit to your face too. You's a monster. And that's because your mama used to keep us from fucking chastising you when you stepped out of line. Leave her alone, leave her alone, leave her alone. Now look at her, she a goddamn monster. But what if we come into a society where you can't chastise or even discipline or say nothing to somebody else's kid? It used to be a thing in society where if you showed out in the neighborhood, them old people in the neighborhood tell your parents, like, pop you, hey, straighten up, what's wrong with you? But when we get to a situation where I tell my mama on you, I tell my daddy on you, I tell this person on you, like you said, we get into a situation where these students and these kids, they grow up not respecting authority, not respecting adults, not knowing how to respect, not knowing how to even take correction. That isn't in itself is a skill that's undervalued. Being able to take correction. There's some adults out there that cannot take correction. And I don't mean somebody like showing out, cussing you out, dressing you down. I'm talking about somebody stepping to you and like, hey, you was out of line. Hey, that shit wasn't right. Hey, that shit was unethical. Hey, you was wrong. And I always, and a side note, if you and your friends ain't never had a real hard down argument about something you did, they ain't your real friends, because real friends will tell you to your face, hey boy, you were dead ass wrong with that shit. I got some bona fide friends who I know ain't shit. I love them to the motherfucking high heavens. I know these niggas ain't shit. And I can tell them, hey, you ain't shit, and they know they ain't shit, and we can move past that shit. But if you ain't got friends that can tell you to your face that you did something wrong, or you out of line, they ain't your real friends. Real friends will tell you that, even if it hurts your feelings, even if it might risk their friendship, they know if you're a true friend, you'll value that shit down the line, and you know what I'm saying, you'll circle back and be like, you know, I was wrong. I was out of line. Thank you for correcting me, homeboy. So to circle back to my point, being able to take correction is a skill that's undervalued as most adults. And with society, when we keep perpetuating this, don't say nothing to my kid shit, when your kid gonna learn how to take correction, because you ain't gonna correct them, that's obvious. Like, it's obvious that you ain't correcting these kids. That's why the kids are acting the way he acting. But I do feel as if that's a toxic ass mindset. Hey, these my kids, I should be the only one to discipline them. Excuse me. But I adopted a thought process long time ago, and it's probably because of my little cousin. And I'll tell people, hey, don't leave your kids with me if I can't beat their ass. I'm not gonna child abuse them, but if I can't correct them, do not leave them with me. Because I will not have any wayward, no wild, no badass kids around me. I just don't have it. Like, I don't repeat myself to my daughter. Like, that don't mean I beat the shit out of my daughter every day. That just mean I've, gave my daughter that good foundation, that basis to where she understands and respects adults, she respects authority, and she knows daddy ain't gonna repeat herself, because if it repeats herself, it's coming with a pop. That's all to that. But if your kid can't accept correction, how do you expect them to be good or successful in life? Because in life, we're not going to do everything correct. And if at work, your kid is out of line and their boss tell them something, they catch attitudes with them, and no, you don't talk to me that way. Who they going to tell? They going to come home and tell you, get on the phone, my boss this, that, another. Yeah, but, the next phone call she gonna be making, or he gonna be making, I'm gonna start saying he, because I feel like the women gonna start coming at me. Like, you coming at the women? The next phone call he gonna be making is gonna be to the unemployment office, because he just got fired, because he ain't want nobody to talk to him that way, because you set him up for failure as a parent by running to his fucking aid every time he stepped out of line that somebody tried to correct him. So be mindful of society, please be mindful of the kids that we're raising and the products that we are putting out there in these streets, because you could be putting a fucked up ass kid out here in these streets. And I know I said that very, very sternly and very, very just out there, but that's the way I speak. Lady Legacy, I see you on here. I'm meaning to call you back. I dig what you're doing, but my delivery, God ain't done working with me in my delivery yet. I'm gonna just put it like that. I'm a very stern and very direct, and I cuss a whole lot. That's that good stuff. But back to the point that I was making. How we come from a society of our parents saying that they neighbors would tattle their ass if they stepped out of line. Hell, I grew up, you know what I'm saying, you couldn't get out in Lauderhill, shit. There was some people around Lauderhill, you might not have known them, but if they saw you getting out of line, they gonna correct you. Tell you, hey, boy, cut all that shit out. Hey, what's up on it? Hey. Hell, even me. I do it now because it's the way I was raised. It's what was instilled in me, that if I see a kid acting out of somebody showing out, hey, boy, tighten up. Fuck wrong with you, jit? It's the world that we living in. Like, what product do you want to put out here in these streets? Now, I don't agree with child abuse. Cause you beat my child, I'm gonna kill you. You child abuse my kid, I'm gonna kill you. You child abuse any kid that's related to me, I'm gonna fucking kill you. That's just all to that. Anybody related to me is protected. It's on sight. And I'm not bullshitting. I will put you in the dirt behind my family. And anybody that knows me knows I'm about that life. But I'm a businessman now, so I don't got to be on that shit no more. But whereas we come as a society where you can't address or discipline somebody else's kid, like that shit Trina said on the radio. Like, I love Trina. That's Trick is Uncle Trick, Trina is Auntie Trick. That's Auntie Trina. But Auntie, you tripping right now. Like, and the way you just was with all that emotion on the radio, Auntie, like, chill out, Auntie. Like, And that's the other thing. Just because you say something with a lot of emotion don't mean that shit is true. You just really emotional about that shit. But either way, discipline somebody else's kid. Like, you know, and granted, it's a touchy point with me because I was, you know, it's one of the issues in my divorce, but it's something that has to be done. It has to be done, because if you don't, you're going to have all these wayward ass, bad ass, fucked up ass kids in these streets. And we got enough fucked up people in this world. We got enough fucked up adults. You need some more fucked up kids out here too? Now, if you're in a situation where you have people's children that you are in care of, please be mindful. Address the kids' behavior through discussion first. You know, don't necessarily automatically go off to shoot, go beating ass. You know, address it through behavior. Have a conversation. Make the kid understand what's going on. Why are they doing what they're doing? Ask them that. You know, it might be a root cause. They could be going through something. It could be a misunderstanding. You know, they could be acting out looking for attention. Get to the root cause. I'm a big person on root cause. You know, figure out the root cause why this kid's acting like that. You know, and if they just need an ass whooping, then they just need an ass whooping. We got ass whoopers growing up, and we good quality members of society. We are fucking running the world right now. The 30-somethings are right now running the world. And all us got ass whoopers growing up. And we perfectly fine. Ass whoopings work. You know what's wrong with y'all people? Oh, that's some good stuff right there. Oh, that's some good stuff right there. I'm over here venting with y'all. I'm supposed to get me some gas. I need to eat my whole breakfast right now. But Trina had got me on one this morning. I had to think about that shit. Man, listen. I don't agree with Trina. If y'all want to tag her, send this shit to her, I don't care. But beat their ass. Beat they fucking ass when they step out of line. Because we have enough fucked up members of society already. Beat they fucking ass. No child abuse them, but discipline. No child abuse, but discipline. Kill all pedophiles. Discipline them fucking kids. Thank y'all for having me on y'all live today.